The world of football is in awe of the talent of the Manchester United wonder kid Kobbie Mainoo, who gave another masterclass, this time for England, as the Three Lions were held to a goalless draw by Slovakia in their last group game of the Euros. Of course, they qualified as group leaders, but it was not the result they expected. But here's the thing: Kobbie comes on as a substitute at exactly halftime. At the start of halftime, he's on for Gallagher, but he puts on, for me, arguably a man of the match performance because he got England playing. Welcome to the United Sport. Like, share, and subscribe. And if you all expected me to be silent and just retire, go to sleep without talking about Kobbie, well, you clearly don't know me. Well, Kobbie again. When is the last? Honestly, it feels different hearing the name Kobbie. A commentator saying Kobbie Mainoo, Mainoo on the ball, Kobbie, and again. Well, it feels different. I miss that name in my ears. Honestly, I needed to hear someone call that name, and honestly, it felt so good. Now here's the start. Here are the stats. This boy did not start the game, like I said, but came on 100% crosses completed, 100% tackles won, 97% pass accuracy, 33 out of 34 passes completed, 22 duels won, and one dribble. In fact, the England's best chance of the game was after a team play between him and Cole Palmer. Him and Cole Palmer are the ones who they were game changers. If they had started the game, it is clear this Slovakia would have been obliterated. But Gareth Southgate, honestly, how on earth were Ineos even thinking about this man? How on earth? No wonder the supporters of Man United were all up in arms saying this guy is not coming to our club. It's not happening because he's so cautious. You've got all that talent, but against a team like Slovakia, in the final game of the group, you still can't go all out and obliterate them. England were playing too deep, allowing Slovakia come at them in the first half. In the second stanza, when Kobbie came, he made them start playing. He adds on Palmer later on, but first plays him on the left. And I'm thinking, is Gareth Southgate, does he? And we know he works with these players on the training ground. But honestly, it doesn't have to take a genius to know that Palmer's best position is playing where Bukayo Saka plays. And indeed, when he switched him and put him there, he was a baller. He started destroying people. He was almost scoring. Him teaming up with Kobbie and a bit of Jude Bellingham, who did not have his best game, but the levels, you can clearly see that the levels of Kobbie, Jude Bellingham, and Cole Palmer are different. Those three in the team make the team completely different. And certainly, I think on Sunday, they should be starting. But this is not an England channel. It's a Man United channel. It was a good Man United day. Memphis Depay, former Man United player, scores. Wolfsburg Costa assists. Ralf Rangnick leads the group that has France, Poland, and what's the other third team? Netherlands. So the same man we're dissing here for his poor judging style and stuff. By the way, I keep telling people that for me, probably post Alex Ferguson, the most important manager we had was Ralf Rangnick in terms of the impact he made, because his was to come and dissect, get the root of the problem, and write a proper comprehensive report, which he gave even to the public. He said United needs open heart surgery, and he did. It's what we are seeing Ineos doing. So for me, I was never going to judge Rangnick like Cristiano Ronaldo judged him. He's not a coach, not even a coach. This guy was a proper consultant who came to dissect Man United, open it up, and indeed we saw what he did. And he's also a teacher of coaches. I'm certain he must have trained Eric Ten Hag somewhere. He must have trained him somewhere in their courses during his when he was doing his badges. But anyhow, so for Kobbie Mainoo, I mean, for me, that performance, and people might not understand why it was so important that Kobbie played a serious game for England, because how this competition goes for Kobbie is going to have a huge bearing on how he turns up for Man United when the season begins. Because the all eyes, he knows, he sees it that he deserves to be in there. And if he's not given the trust by this Southgate and his team, it's always going to affect him in a way. And that impact, we don't know how a 19-year-old will react to that impact from within, because many a time players play football in their head. They've all got the skill, but most of them have the skill on their feet. But it's the mental game that lets them down, and it can only be triggered or affected by just one small thing. So for me, I think man, his cameo was something for us to celebrate as United supporters. And whereas he didn't score, whereas he didn't assist. But he just stand up. He got England playing, and you would enjoy the game. We started enjoying opening up Bellingham. We started to see a semblance of an England. And you think about it and say, if he had started that game, wouldn't England have won it? They would have won it. Honestly, he would have either scored himself or created a chance, because that's what he does. He gets, and that's what I kept telling people. I remember I dropped a video, which I've tagged in this video, about way back before, in my first days of excitement with Kobbie, where people were attacking me. And I compared him to Jude Bellingham. And I told people, if I were a manager, I would need Kobbie in my team more than Bellingham. Not because perhaps as an individual, Kobbie is already better. I think he's a better footballer than Bellingham anyway. But not that he's already there yet. But because what Kobbie does is he makes everyone around him look better. He makes every player around him better, which Jude Bellingham doesn't do. If Jude Bellingham is not playing well himself, if he's not scoring the goals or turning up himself, he's as good as perhaps most of the time. Of course, not all the time, but most of the time he's as good as not there. It's more about him than the team. Kobbie is the player who makes the team around him look good. World-class players need such a player around them. For me, that's what I love about Kobbie. And you saw when he came on in that game for England, he made the whole team now. He made Jude Bellingham look better. Jude Bellingham probably had better impact than when Kobbie was on the pitch. And then Palmer came on later, and Kobbie was still making him better. Same thing with Harry Kane. He was almost having more chances because Kobbie comes and improves people around him. So he will not be the direct showman, take the show directly by himself, which he can at will if he wants. But by the very nature of his style and his talent, he just improves everyone around him. And that's why for me, at Manchester United, he's the most important player, because it's on him we should best to buy all the players we want to bring in. And I'm going to do a video about, of course, these midfielders tomorrow. You'll see it. But with the players we are linked with, the Ugates, the Alvarez of this world, the Fofanas, Joao Neves, whichever player we want to sign should be a player whose style is going to fit in what Kobbie plays. And for example, Ugarte, I was looking at Ugarte, who we put in a bid for, and PSG did not, rejected it. And I'm thinking, yes, he carries the ball, he knows how to win the ball, and he's rigid, he's solid, and he dribbles the ball and carries. Does that suit Kobbie? Would that be a good partner for Kobbie, or is it more of an Amadou Onana, who is more of a Kante holding midfielder style? He doesn't really want to carry the ball for so long. He fights and wins it and then plays one pass. Doesn't really dribble that much. So which kind of partner would bring out the best of Kobbie? Is it one who dribbles the ball, the number 6 who wins the ball and dribbles it? Or is it one who just gets the ball and passes it to Kobbie? That's Jude Bellingham. And that's why Declan Rice. That's why if Kobbie is playing with Declan Rice in England and Jude Bellingham in the team, they look different. They look better. If you remember that friendly game he played with Belgium, now you saw it again with this England team. And you just wonder why Gareth Southgate wants to overthink football and complicate it, then bring in Gallagher, then try to bring in Calvin Phillips. We've not got a proper replacement for Calvin Phillips. I mean, you've got the best footballer in the world, three of the best footballers in Europe are in your team, in Kobbie, Palmer, and Jude Bellingham, and you're talking about Calvin Phillips. Anyway, it's saddening, but it's Kobbie's night, meaning it's a good night for me. My name is Webb. Like, share, and subscribe. Give me, out of 10, I would rate Kobbie's cameo at 8 out of 10. Proper 8 out of 10. For me, he was the man of the match for England. For me, by far, by the way. By far, he was the best player for England, by far. For the few minutes he came on, because he changed the game instantly. Give me your take on him.